Good day to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to look at Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 9. He who walks in integrity and with moral character walks securely, but he who takes a crooked way will be discovered and punished. Let me read that again. I messed that up. He who walks in integrity and with moral character walks securely, but he who takes a crooked way will be discovered and punished. This is Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. We need to walk in integrity and moral character. We need to always maintain our integrity and morality, not to be superior or above others. It's nothing like that. It's so that we can, humbly show others that it is possible to be honest and true and have moral character that comes from God. That's how our light, that's one of the ways at least, or partly how that light of God will shine through us, through our integrity and moral character. We can't be running around being dishonest with people. We can't be committing immoral acts and doing things that let people know that basically tell people, let me put it this way, that basically tells people that God's influence is of no value or no importance, or that it's not working in our lives. You know what I mean? We can't present ourselves incorrectly that way. We need to make sure that we're always being honest and true, and that we're upholding, our God's, not ours, God's moral values. Now, that's not to say that we're not all sinners and that we've not all done wrong and made mistakes and really just done things that were wrong, even when we knew they were wrong. Sometimes we do them. It's okay to admit that, and it's okay to admit that to others. Let them know that, no, I'm not any better than you are. I'm humbly the same as you are. I am still a person in progress, trying to learn and grow, and that's okay. But we need to try diligently to walk in integrity and moral character. We don't want to be discovered and punished, for one, but that's not the main reason. To me, we want to follow God, who is the ultimate in integrity and moral character, and we want to present His truthfulness and His honesty and His morality to the world, because I think that's a big part of what will win people over. Some people misunderstand, and they don't think that, they don't think or believe, or they've been told that following God and Jesus is not moral for various different reasons. But we know that God upholds truth and honesty. And unfortunately, I know the world looks at things quite a bit differently. It's unfortunate that they so many times the world will take things, as society in general will take things that are not true as if they are true. Will present things that are wrong as the right thing. And for instance, sometimes some of these people who have who break their oaths, who work in the intelligence community, and they break their oaths and they leak information and they put information out there, and they're just doing it for political reasons or personal reasons of personal gain, or whatever. Or sometimes they're selling our secrets, and these are people who do not have morality and integrity. I worked in the intelligence community, and I'm not trying to say I was like James Bond or anything stupid like that. I was just a a little bitty cog in a big machine, okay? But we each had our part to play, and we each had, a certain amount of access, and that's why we had clearances and why we took oaths, and we promised that we would not be revealing things that we shouldn't reveal. And people who break those oaths, for some reason our society has gotten kind of twisted, and they think that it's okay, and they want to call them like whistleblowers when they're not really a whistleblower. They're breaking an oath. If they need to report something that is wrong and ongoing, there are channels for that, and they should use those channels to just take that and put that out there, to sell that to another government, or to put that out there just to try to wreak havoc and cause trouble. Those are not beneficial things. Even if they had the best of intentions, which I don't believe that, when they did it, it's still wrong. It's still wrong for you to do that type of thing. You need to have your integrity and have your morality, and you've taken an oath, you've pledged to perform this duty and watch over this information, and it's not your information to just throw out there. I know a lot of people who are not in the intelligence area may not understand that, and it's hard to think of a good correlation. Possibly a close comparison would be product development among companies and corporations, and how there's corporate espionage, and how they try to get this information from that other. You've got competing companies, and they have, they're doing products that compete, and they want to know about each other's products, and so they try to get each other to try to get each other's employees to spill the beans on things, and they try to find ways to entice that information out of them. And some things, like you need to talk about, like some formulas for some products are well guarded secrets, and you basically have to have a company security clearance basically to see and know those things. And if you've taken an oath to protect that and to watch over that and not reveal that, then, if you've worked for that company, you should be an honest and true employee and guard that and not let that out. It is important to maintain that integrity and that honesty. So just like in that, when you go to a different setting, when you go to a political or military type of setting, where it can affect possibly the very lives of people, you really need to understand that information is very critical, and that, you keep that the way it should be kept, because, like I say, there have been secrets sold in the past that got a lot of people killed. And I don't know, maybe most people aren't aware of that, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal in that community and in the military, because it's important stuff. He who walks in integrity and moral character walks securely, but he who takes a crooked way will be discovered and punished. And that is what happens, even if it doesn't happen here, even if we don't catch you and punish you. If society doesn't, you still get your spiritual rewards, be it good or bad, depending on what you do. So, I just think it's very important that we remember integrity and moral character, and we not paint people who are essentially traitors, not paint them as heroes. Sometimes society and certain elements, they want to promote these people as heroes, and they're not. They're not heroes. They're not. Maybe they're confused. Maybe they're maybe they got on the wrong path. They're human. I'm not saying condemn them and hate them, but we have to realize that what they do or what they did when they break these oaths and they do not walk in integrity and they do not uphold the promises they've made, that we have to realize that that is wrong, and we can't just pass that off or paint them as heroes. We don't want our children to think these are heroes, people who won't even be true and honest and have integrity and moral character. We want to make sure that they're not painted as heroes. They can be painted as fallen humans, as all of us are, and that's fine. But I'm really opposed to certain people being presented almost as a hero for something, and I've heard that said of at least one in particular, and I don't need to bring up that particular example, but that person was a hero for basically putting classified information out. And I'm sorry, when you present that out to our enemies and you do other things, you're not a hero, not for our country at all. You may be a hero for the other guys, the other countries, but you're not our hero. And that's not the way it should be. We should walk in integrity and with moral character at all times. And that means sometimes maintaining and keeping an oath that perhaps we maybe at times is uncomfortable or we don't like. But recognize that there are channels that all of those people have. We always had channels open to us to bring things to someone's attention, and I cannot imagine that has changed. There are probably even more channels open nowadays. There's really no reason for anyone to do that. And then for people to sell secrets and do other things for money that's totally selfish and lacking in moral character and fiber as well. So I know this is I've gotten off into a negative area, but we have to realize that we can forgive people, we can forgive each other for our lapses, and we should forgive people for their lapses and understand that they can still be good moral people going forward. We all mess up. We all make mistakes. We all sometimes do something wrong when we know it's wrong, when we know we shouldn't do it and we still do it. We're all human. So we do have to recognize that. We do have to forgive each other for those things, and that's quite all right. I can do that. I can forgive people for just being human. That's okay. We're all that. But we do have to look at that correctly, and we can't have society and everyone looking at these in the wrong way and painting these people as somehow heroic. They're not. That's not heroic. If I did that, that would not be a heroic act. It would be a moment of weakness, maybe of cowardice, maybe just wrong. And I can have those things. I can be that way. I'm human too. I'm not trying to put myself out as something more than that. But we need to remember to walk in integrity and with moral character. We need to present God's integrity and His moral character to the world. So, I hope these thoughts have been helpful to you. Just read this again, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. He who walks in integrity and with moral character walks securely, but he who takes a crooked way will be discovered and punished. And in general, we do discover and punish those who take the crooked way. So, this is partly a lesson for us to keep us safe, to keep us out of trouble. But also, we want to present God's integrity and His moral character to the world, and we can't do that if we're not following it. So, all right. I hope that this has been useful and that you have a wonderful day. And remember to stay safe and watch out for others. And also remember that God loves you.